All right, Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawadah, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teachers' word and truth and sincerity, and Shalom to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching the same word and truth and sincerity in the name of Yahawadah. It's the brother Gabar Yahawadah from Gmshawaii. I want to do a quick video. It's in regards to this Army Times article, which while I was at camp, I had brought this back out, and we've been telling y'all since the beginning of this year, even apostles brought it out, that they're gonna bring back this draft, man. They already the Congress already passed laws to draft women into the military, okay? And on top of that, why they drafting all these people? Well, why they planning on drafting or bringing the draft back? Because war is coming, man. Okay, it's the third nuclear war. The third woe is coming. Okay, and they're gonna need troops to fight, man. Okay, and just like we've been telling you about the RFID chip, and that's come to fruition, starting off with the apostles and the elders, and the brothers on down. We've been telling you this through the spirit and power of Yahawadah. It's all in the scriptures, and now you see this happening in front of your face. So, what's going to follow the RFID chip and martial law? Well, it's going to be a third world war, okay, and it's going to be a nuclear war, okay, and just showing you that America's getting ready. And when they do these articles, they don't just do these articles just for fluff or just for hypothetical reasons. This stuff is actually in the plans. Okay, so this is off of the Army Times, and it's dated 6 days ago. It says, bringing back the draft by Todd South. Okay, it says, restarting the military draft after more than 4 decades of an all-volunteer force will be complicated, but it could be done. One plan calls for young conscripts to have a choice: 2 years on active duty or 6 years in the reserves. Either way, they'd first have to undergo basic training and job training. And, a lot of you Jakes, especially the so-called black woman, Latina woman, you're going to join the military because y'all like benefits, man. But when you join this man's army, okay, you basically in Satan's army, man. You joining up with Satan, the adversary, man, which is Esau. The physical counterpart of Satan is Esau, okay? And he has his angels, which is his military, which is his fighter jets, which is his and his soldiers, man, his troops, man, okay? And there's going to be a lot of so-called black, Latina, Native American men and women pulled into this war, man, okay? And a lot of you just going to go willingly, man, especially when hell breaks out. So it says, restarting the military draft after more than 4 decades of an all-volunteer force will be complicated, but it could be done. One plan calls for young conscripts to have a choice: 2 years on active duty or 6 years in the reserves. Either way, they'd first have to undergo basic training and job training. And you see these prospective Marines out here worshiping. They on their knees, man. They're giving worship. This is worship right here. And they worshiping this white man's military, man. Okay? You got Jakes, black, Latina, Native Americans, even confusion of faces amongst these guys, man. It says, if draftees want to go to college first, they must participate in a reserve officer training corps program and then serve. If they fail or quit ROTC, they must then enlist. Whichever option they choose, their obligation is fulfilled with a single combat deployment. So you have to go to war, all right? And best believe, when this war comes out, when this war breaks out, it's not going to be like any other war that they has had. Not even the first 2 world wars, man. First of all, America's going to be totally destroyed, so you ain't coming back to America. America's not going to passively sit by and wait a couple years, then join in. No, this shit's going to come straight to it, man. You're going to have troops all in America, man. And America don't got enough sitting army personnel or military personnel to defend itself, so they're going to start going to the population, okay? And they telling you, like, you got a lot of Jakes, they want to go to college, okay? You got a lot of Jakes, they want they want benefits, okay? But they telling you either way, if you want to be an officer, you got to go to their program, and if you fail or drop out, then you got to enlist in a regular army. And it says whichever option they choose, their obligation is fulfilled with a single combat deployment. So they got to go to war. Those are some of the details proposed by retired Army Major General Dennis, like one of the nation's most aggressive advocates of abandoning the all-volunteer force in favor of a return draft, because these other nations outside of America, many nations, they force their male and some of their women to go into the military for a couple of years, okay, and they basically said that that this voluntary army, it was just an experiment, man. It says he and others believe that current wars has stretched the military to its breaking point. More than a decade's worth of bonuses and expanding benefits has brought personnel funding to its limits. Civilians are more disconnected from the military than any time in history. A retired two-star in this group of all-volunteer force forum is asking, is it time to end the more than 4-decade experiment? So this was an experiment, man, of the all volunteer armed forces and reinstate conscription, which is basically a draft, man. But key critics in military ranks and academia say today's volunteer force is better educated, more diverse, more professional, and capable than the military has ever been. They countered that conscription would sacrifice readiness in the name of vague notions of shared sacrifice, and is a backdoor attempt to restructure the how America fights its wars. Because you got a lot of people, they up on this military. They like, look, man, why go into the military and be the white man's fucking slave? Okay, because that's what you are. When you sign that contract, you're in slavery. All right. When you can just stay out here in the regular world and be a civilian and make more money. But it's gonna come a time where your job's gonna be few, man. It's gonna come a time where it's gonna be all out anarchy out here. So a lot of these people, particularly Israelites, they're gonna look for ways out, man. And best believe when you join this white man's army, you're gonna be worshiping more than just a slogan on the wall. You're gonna be worshiping the beast, because you're gonna get that RFID chip. Okay, that's coming. That's not coming, it's here. But they're gonna force that on you, man. Okay, and it says, like said, it took a deeper he took a deeper look at where the volunteer force was headed less than a decade ago amid two ongoing wars and unsustainable pay, benefits, bonuses, and recruiting practices. Like saw a disconnect of American public ignoring volunteers, while military families carry the burden of multiple combat tours and suffer the consequences, including post-traumatic stress, divorce, addiction, injury, and suicide. For example, Alabama, a state with a population of 5 million, sends more military recruits than Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York combined, despite surrounding population total of nearly 40 million people. According to one Army colonel and former recruiter who spoke on a panel in this topic in April in 2013, Like published Skin in the Game, Poor Kids and Patriots, and co-founded the AVF Forum. Since then, he's written pieces of newspaper and websites and spoken panels at University of Kansas, College William and Mary, with another schedule. It says, his group is not alone with their concerns, but they are far from the majority. Like has few illusions. He and others interviewed for this story admit that there is zero political will to even discuss mandatory service barring an extended existential national crisis, which they're going to get that existential national crisis. You're going to get that. What is it? The word existential mean? Let's look that up. The word existential, and we're going to get some scriptures. The word existential is pretty much an outside force. It says concerned with existence, especially human existence, as viewed in the theories of existentialism, affirming or applying the existence of a thing. So basically, um, so basically, when they're when America is concerned about its hegemony lasting, okay, or when you think that the terrorists come and destroyed America, hey, that's when people are going to want to fight, man, because that's what happened at the 9/11. At the 9/11, you had a lot of people join that military, man. Nevertheless, he hopes with each lecture and each article published that he and his colleagues can lay a foundation that might open a conversation about conscription. Most Americans look at the issue of manning our military through the lens of fear, apathy, ignorance, and guilt, and a lens often polished by self-interest and immediate gratification. It says the nation moved from a lottery-based draft system during the Vietnam War to a full volunteer service in 1973. Like argues that much of that was driven by President Richard Nixon's campaign promise to end the draft, which was a highly unpopular practice, in part due to a controversial war. Nearly 2.2 million were drafted during men were drafted during the Vietnam War era from period of from 1961 to 1973. More than 9 million served during the period, but the majority of draftees served in Vietnam. Among some draft boards, those with wealth or connections could find ways to avoid military service, while those without those advantages could not. Which we had brought this out in camp. Look, man, it's gonna be the poor fighting for Esau, man. And who's the poor? Jake's Israelites, man. Okay, it's the poor that they actively recruit from, man. Okay, these so-called wealthy kids, you know, they don't go to war, man. They don't fight these fights, man. But yet they're your senators, they're your congressmen, they're your leaders. Hey, they're your presidents. Many argue that this contributed to the large disgust of the system that was sending men to war. Multiple commissions and studies throughout the 1960s evaluated what a move to a volunteer force would mean. Some cautioned that it would be too expensive and would divorce the citizenry from its armed forces, thereby increasing militarism. Those are three of the many arguments that like and the AVF foreign members make in support of reinstating conscription. High cost of volunteers. Military personnel costs have soared in recent years. Combination of pay, benefits, and other bonuses have contributed to at least 41% increase in personnel costs in the decade of 9/11, according to the congressional budget. So basically, point blank simple, man. It's Jakes out here that signed up for this white man's army, man. It's Jakes that's gonna get put into this army, and you're gonna go and you're gonna fight in this war, man. Okay, this is Isaiah 3 and 24, and it shall come to pass that in Salakia, Isaiah 3 and 25, thy men shall fall by the sword, which is that destruction, the gun, the modern day gun, the missiles, okay, and thy mighty in the war. What war is this speaking about? It's speaking about the Third World War. And her gates shall laminate and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So the women, they're going to be out here alone because their men going to die in the war, man. Okay? Joel 3 and 14, multitudes in the valley of the decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. In the valley of decision is Jehoshaphat, man. Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. Okay? So it's going to be multitudes of slain people put down, man. Okay? In the valley of decision. And what are those people? They're going to be military personnel. Okay? From all over the world, to include America. Okay? A great majority of them going to be so-called Americans, man. Ezekiel 39 and 8. Behold, it is come and it is done, saith the Lord, the Most High, Yahawadah. This is the day whereof I have spoken, and they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth and shall set on fire and burn weapons, both the shields and bucklers and the bows and the arrows and the handstaves and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years. Why are we burning these weapons after this world war? And ain't gonna be no need for these weapons, but these weapons are coming from those people that joined the military, that got swept up in that draft, that got the RFID chip and that died, man. Okay, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forest, for they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil those that spoiled them, and rob those that robbed them, saith the Lord power. So this is what Israel, we're going to do. We're going to do that to all these nations, and we're going to see the Most High set this thing up beautiful. He's going to let Esau take himself down. He's going to use Esau to take himself down, man, with this war, man. Okay? And then we're going to come behind them, and we're going to spoil all these nations, man. We're going to rob them that robbed us. We're going to put them in captivity, so that they shall, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves, which is Gog is Russia, and Israel, okay? The valley of passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers. There's going to be so much stink and death going to be there, man. And there shall they bury Gog and all his multitudes, and they shall call it the valley of Hamingog. So the Russian military, they're going to die. They're going to be destroyed there, okay? All right? And they're going to get buried there. In 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them, that they may cleanse the land. Yea, and all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, saith Yahawadah Shem Yahawashi, the Most High. And they shall sever out men continuing employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. And it's a complete number of months, man. And it's not gonna be us that's doing it. We're gonna use you Rothschilds, man. Okay, you so-called rich people that you made the Israel fight your wars. Okay, you're gonna be cleaning this shit up, man. Isaiah 56:16. For by fire and by the sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many, man. So, hey, this war that's coming, okay, this is it, man. This is it, man. All right. Revelations 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And this is it. This is the third woe, man. Okay. So I just want to do a quick video. I hope brothers are edified, man. Hey, this draft is coming back. This ain't the first time we bought something out on a draft. It's going to keep coming up because this third world war is going to cause for a draft, man. You don't got enough military people to fight. They're going to start grabbing up everybody, man. Okay. But they're not going to grab the elect. So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawadah Shem Yahawashi. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone for teaching the word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. Shalom to my fellow Akim. Keep pushing, keep striving. We're almost out of here. Shalom.